If you have diabetes or love someone who does, this might be the most important video you'll watch this year. Most people think they know how diabetes works. You watch your blood sugar, take your insulin, avoid the sugar rush, and go on with your day. But there's a darker side most folks never talk about, a side that can sneak up overnight and send you straight to the emergency room. I'm talking about a silent killer that doesn't care how long you've had diabetes or how well you think you're managing it. It's called diabetic ketoacidosis, or DKA, and it's more common, more dangerous, and more misunderstood than you think. Now here's the kicker. Your body warns you before it strikes. That's right, there are 8 clear symptoms that scream something is wrong. But if you ignore even one of them, DKA can spiral out of control within hours. We're talking coma, organ failure, death. And the worst part, many people never even see it coming, until it's too late. This isn't just a medical scare. It's a wake-up call, because knowing these signs, really knowing them, could be the difference between life and death. And before this video ends, I'll share one simple action you can take at home that just might save your life or the life of someone you love. So stick with me. Let's break through the noise, the myths, and the fear, and get to the truth about how your body works when it's in danger. And hey, if this content speaks to you, do me a favor. Click like so this video reaches more people who need this message. Subscribe if you haven't already. We've got more life-saving content coming every week. And type 1 in the comments if you're learning something helpful, or 0 if we've still got work to do. Ready? Let's dive in.
How to recognize the 8 critical warning signs of diabetic ketoacidosis, also known as DKA. If you're diabetic, there's one thing you never want to ignore: how your body talks to you. Diabetic ketoacidosis, or DKA, doesn't just show up unannounced. It sends warnings. Problem is, most people miss them until it's too late. It's not just about feeling a little off. It's about recognizing the signs that your blood sugar is dangerously out of control and your body is shifting into emergency mode. The good news? Once you know what to look for, you can act fast before things spiral. The first warning sign is excessive thirst. We're not talking about, "I need a sip of water" kind of thirst. This is the kind where no matter how much you drink, your mouth still feels like sandpaper. That's your body screaming for help because dehydration is setting in. And it's not just thirst, it's your cells losing water rapidly due to excess glucose. When blood sugar is sky high, your body pulls water from everywhere it can to flush it out, leaving you dry, weak, and vulnerable. Next, there's frequent urination. We're talking bathroom trips every hour or two, even at night. And here's the kicker. You're losing critical fluids and electrolytes every time. You feel lighter, but not in a good way. Your body is leaking life. This is part of the vicious cycle of DKA. High blood sugar causes dehydration. Dehydration spikes your blood sugar even more, and the loop continues, fast and brutal. Then comes nausea and vomiting. And this isn't just from what you ate. It's your body trying to purge toxins, specifically ketones, which build up when your body can't use insulin properly and starts burning fat for energy instead. The result? Acid spills into your blood, making you feel queasy, weak, and confused. Vomiting doesn't relieve the nausea. In fact, it only accelerates dehydration, pushing you deeper into crisis. Another critical sign is abdominal pain. It's sharp, persistent, and often mistaken for indigestion or a stomach bug. But here's the difference. This pain doesn't go away. It sits there, twisting, like your gut knows something's wrong. For diabetics, this could be a red flag for DKA. Combine that with vomiting and high blood sugar, and you're staring directly at a life-threatening situation that demands immediate action. Let's talk about confusion and fatigue. If you're feeling mentally foggy, like you can't focus or remember simple things, that's not just age or stress. It could be your brain reacting to a toxic internal environment. As ketones build and glucose remains unused, your brain gets starved. You might feel sleepy, detached, or even irrational. This isn't just a bad day. It's a sign your body is slipping into dangerous territory. One of the most alarming symptoms is rapid breathing, also called Kussmaul respirations. It's your body's desperate attempt to fix the acid imbalance. Imagine your lungs working overtime to blow off acid while you feel breathless, dizzy, and unsettled. This isn't a cold or anxiety. It's a chemical emergency. If your breathing sounds deeper and faster than usual, especially with fruity-smelling breath, get help now. And lastly, your blood sugar might not be as high as you expect. That's the trap. Some DKA cases happen with blood sugar under 250 milligrams per deciliter, especially in people using SGLT2 inhibitors. So don't wait for a number. Go by how you feel. If something's off, thirst, nausea, confusion, pain, it's worth checking for ketones. Your body always warns you. You just need to know what it's saying.
What is diabetic ketoacidosis and why it's a life-threatening emergency? Mark, a 58-year-old truck driver from Ohio, had no idea his constant thirst, weight loss, and fatigue were signs of diabetic ketoacidosis. One night, he collapsed at work. At the ER, doctors found dangerously high blood sugar, severe dehydration, and ketones flooding his blood. He nearly died from something he didn't even know existed. Like many others, he never saw it coming. Diabetic ketoacidosis, or DKA, happens when your body doesn't have enough insulin to use glucose for energy. Instead, it burns fat, creating acidic ketones that build up fast. Those ketones turn your blood toxic. This chemical storm disrupts your organs, drops your blood pressure, and can shut you down completely if untreated. And it doesn't take days, it can unfold in just hours. Unlike long-term complications of diabetes, DKA is an emergency that requires immediate care. It's often mistaken for the flu or food poisoning, so people wait, resting, sleeping, hoping to feel better. But underneath, their blood is turning into acid, their dehydration is worsening, and by the time they realize it's serious, it's often too late. Even people without a diabetes diagnosis can develop DKA. It may be the first sign that something's wrong, especially after an infection, skipped insulin, or stress. That's what makes it so dangerous. It doesn't wait for your lab results to catch up. It acts fast. The key is knowing that high blood sugar plus nausea, confusion, or fruity breath should never be ignored. DKA attacks without mercy, but it also gives warnings. Knowing what it is, how it develops, and what it feels like is your first defense. The faster you act, the safer you are. That's why it's not just about treating diabetes, it's about understanding the emergencies it can create. And next, we'll uncover how these emergencies are different from the slow damage diabetes can also cause.
The difference between chronic and acute diabetes complications. Lisa, a 63-year-old retired teacher, had managed her diabetes for years until one winter morning when vomiting and blurry vision sent her to the ER. The diagnosis? Diabetic ketoacidosis. She was shocked. Like many, she believed diabetes only caused long-term problems. She didn't know it could become a life-threatening emergency overnight. Chronic complications like nerve damage or kidney failure take years to develop. They slowly wear down your body, often without obvious symptoms until it's late. Acute complications like diabetic ketoacidosis, on the other hand, strike fast and hard. One skipped insulin dose, one infection, and suddenly your blood sugar and ketones spiral. It's not a slow burn, it's an explosion. The main difference is urgency. Chronic damage might bring fatigue or numbness over months, but DKA brings nausea, pain, confusion, and rapid breathing, all within hours. It demands immediate response. Think of chronic issues as rust and acute ones as fire.
Both are dangerous, but one gives you time, the other doesn't. Emotionally, they hit differently too. Chronic complications weigh on your spirit, leading to burnout. Acute ones leave fear and trauma in their wake. Survivors of DKA often say, "I thought I was dying." That kind of fear lingers. But the more you know, the more power you have. And now, let's look at how doctors diagnose DKA before it's too late.
How DKA is diagnosed, key lab tests, and clinical signs. Tom, a 67-year-old retired mechanic, thought he just needed rest, but hours later, he was barely breathing. At the ER, doctors moved fast. His blood sugar was high, ketones were elevated, and his blood was dangerously acidic. Without those tests, he wouldn't have survived. And that's the key. Early diagnosis saves lives. Doctors begin with a blood glucose test, but DKA isn't just about high blood sugar, it's also about ketones. These toxic acids show up in urine or blood when your body starts burning fat. Then comes the arterial blood gas test, which shows if your blood is too acidic, a clear signal your body is under chemical attack. Electrolytes like potassium are also checked. In DKA, levels can look normal at first, but drop dangerously during treatment. That's why heart monitoring is essential. One wrong fluid or insulin adjustment, and things can spiral. It's a delicate balance doctors manage second by second. Clinical signs speak volumes too. Fruity-smelling breath, dry mouth, rapid breathing, and confusion. For trained professionals, these are loud red flags. But they still confirm everything through lab work because DKA isn't something you guess. You prove it fast. Time lost is life lost. All these steps depend on one thing: getting to the hospital in time. The tests can't help if you're still at home. But there's one action you can take even before stepping out the door, an action that could turn a crisis into a close call. That's what we'll look at next.
The one life-saving action to take before going to the ER. Jennifer, a 61-year-old grandmother, knew something was off. Nausea, high blood sugar, and dizziness. But she didn't wait. She tested her ketones, saw the warning signs, and got to the ER fast. That decision likely saved her life. In cases of diabetic ketoacidosis, speed is everything, and awareness makes all the difference. Testing ketones at home is simple, affordable, and often overlooked. You can use urine strips or a blood ketone meter. Yet most diabetics don't even own one. When symptoms appear, like vomiting, fatigue, or confusion, checking for ketones could confirm if you're heading toward a medical emergency. And if so, you don't wait. If you're able to keep fluids down, hydration is the next critical step. Sipping water or electrolyte drinks buys your body precious time while you head to the ER. Don't chug, just sip slowly, consistently. It won't cure DKA, but it helps keep organs stable long enough to receive proper care. What you shouldn't do is inject a large dose of insulin without medical supervision. That can crash your potassium levels and worsen the situation. DKA treatment must be balanced and guided. Your job isn't to fix it, it's to recognize it, respond quickly, and let the professionals take over. Tell someone what's happening. Don't go through it alone. Let a family member, neighbor, or 911 operator know you suspect diabetic ketoacidosis. Every second counts. With the right tools, awareness, and one smart action, you can turn a life-threatening moment into a powerful victory. And now, let's bring this all together.
So now you know the signs, the science, the danger, and the action steps. But the real question is, what are you going to do with this knowledge? Diabetes is more than a condition. It's a daily decision. Every choice you make, what you eat, how you move, when you check your blood sugar, it all stacks up. And when it comes to diabetic ketoacidosis, the window between "I'm fine" and "I need the ER" can be painfully short.
That's why awareness isn't just helpful, it's survival. Ask yourself, if your body sent you those signals tonight, would you recognize them? Would you act fast enough to stop the spiral? Or would you wait just a little longer, hoping it goes away? You've already taken the first step by watching this video. You've learned how to spot symptoms, how insulin and glucose interact, how dehydration fuels DKA, and how one smart action could rewrite your story. Now it's time to stay ready. Stock up on ketone strips. Talk to your doctor. Make a plan. Because life doesn't always give second chances. And if you've ever thought, that won't happen to me, I urge you, think again. DKA doesn't care if you're tough, experienced, or even well-controlled. It only cares about one thing, whether you know what to do when your body calls for help. So let's stay sharp, let's stay alive, and let's keep helping each other beat diabetes, not just day by day, but crisis by crisis. If this video helped you, share it. If you learned something new, leave a comment. And if you're committed to protecting your health, stick with us. We're just getting started.